everyone, it is Sophie from Scratch here. I am here with you today because it is another instalment of Scratches Live from the living room, and I'm going to be joined by Robbie Tomkins, who I'm very excited about joining me. If you don't know Robbie, he is a session manicurist and was also a Scratch columnist last year. We're inviting him on today to talk about his role as a biosculpture brand mentor, and we're going to ask him about the role, what this involves, his favourite products, what he loves about the brand, and lots more. So I will try and invite him on now. As always, if you have any questions, then please drop them below and we will try our best to answer them throughout the session. So let's try and invite him in now. There we go. So we're just looping him in for you. Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
Welcome to my lovely living room, Sophie. How are you?
How are you doing?
It always looks like this, honestly. Beautiful, right?
It is, it is.
How are you, babe?
I'm good.
Thank you for
How are
having me.
you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, really excited actually, super nervous. And I've been talking to a few of my nail buddies, and like if I'm talking about somebody else, or you know, a lot of people know I used to work in PR and I PR'd a nail art brand. So sitting talking about somebody else's brand or somebody else or another nail tech. Hi Amy. I'm so excited. There's so many people. I think my mum is online as well. Hi mum.
Oh, yay! Hi Robbie's mum.
Possibly even my sister in Australia, but she's not that tech savvy. She'll kill me now if she is on. But yeah, it's really weird. Talking about yourself brings up a whole level of like anxiety that, you know, I used to, as I said, worked in PR. If I present, you know, a brand or a product to 100 people, absolutely no problem at all. Hey, Dapper and Dolly. Hey, bro. Yeah, talking about myself, I've had to do a little mini meditation before coming on, but instantly now I see your face and everything else. I feel so
well,
much
it's
better.
lovely to see you, and I know there's lots of people excited to have you today. So, but how have you been over the last few weeks?
Really good, really good. I've been speaking to loads of people, loads of my nail bezies and my family and stuff. My sister and my nephews live in Australia in the Gold Coast, so my nephew, lockdown is not the same in the Gold Coast. My nephew, who's nearly 18, has been sending me pictures of him and his mates having a bonfire at the beach for lockdown and all of this sort of stuff, and sunset pictures and things. Hey, Mish. So yeah, it's been lovely sort of connecting with them and seeing a different side of lockdown, because I live in Brixton in South London. So I'd love to say everyone's keeping their social distancing here, but it ain't happening. Subtle branding. Hold on, just need a drink.
Bit of product placement there, I like it.
But yeah, I was going to, before we kick off, I said in my Insta that I have a big reveal.
Yeah,
which is very exciting. So first of all, I personally love, you know, with like nail artists and artists and just people in general on Instagram. I love when people post pictures of their face, what they're up to, where they live, because it really gives a little bit of like, you know, like a person behind the thing. So first of all, Jolene, this is my boyfriend who I love dearly. So I'm gonna introduce you to my better half.
Oh, hello.
Everyone thinks we're brothers every time that we go anywhere.
That's why I put my glasses on
holiday, and he usually wears a cap as well.
God.
So yeah, I just wanted to introduce Joel, who is my better half. Massive. He's always got my back in nails. I changed careers, so when we met, I didn't do nails at all. I worked in PR, and he is like my biggest fan and supporting me. But at the same time, actually doesn't care what I do in the nails. Bless him. However, that's not the reveal, Soph. My reveal is, hold on, we're going to have a little Lion King moment. Come here, baby. Come here. So, this is Luna.
Oh my God.
This is her first ever announcement to the world. We picked her up 2 days ago. She's sleepy little girl. And Luna is a pugador, which is a happy accident. She's a little pug cross Labrador.
Oh,
little puppy.
my
She's
God.
so sleepy. We've woken her up, everyone. So yeah.
She's adorable.
Joel's going to take her out. We've actually got a little puppy hammock. We're such gay dads, honest to God. He's got a little puppy hammock, but just wanted to say hello and introduce her before she goes off sleepy.
For the whole thing.
Thank you, baby. See how orchestrated that was? It's like morning TV, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought her.
So yes, that was, we picked her up 2 days ago, you know, all through social distancing and everything else. She's 8 weeks old. But the breeder, we needed to get, as I said, it's a happy accident. So we didn't get her from a breeder per se. It was a woman who's got 5 pugs. And in doggy daycare, there was a amorous moment, shall we say.
Oh, she's so cute.
So our benefit, but yeah, we can't take her out or do anything yet because of the vaccinations. But that, as to come full circle, that's making my lockdown like.
I was just about to say, that's
easy.
just elevated in the past 2 days, hasn't it?
Hey Kay, lovely to see you.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing her on. That was
That's
that
all
was a wonderful surprise. To get stuck in a bit now in the nail talk, you now have a couple of roles under your belt. You have you're a Navy ambassador, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
I'm a proud Navy ambassador, definitely.
And you're also a biosculpture gel brand mentor.
Yes.
And was that quite a new appointment? Is that quite new to you?
Yeah, so I met up with Claire from Biosculpture. She works for Renew Beauty, who are the distributor of Biosculpture in the UK. The only distributor. So I met up with her last year for a little coffee and a chat about biosculpture. I wasn't on the hunt to work with a brand per se. I've not worked with a brand before. I've not been a brand ambassador before. So yeah, I was looking for a brand that has, you know, loads of different products, and I was on the hunt for a brand with a builder product, like a builder gel. I haven't worked a huge amount with acrylic. You know my background, and a lot of people know my background from working with you on Scratch last year, but I've not come from a salon. I'm pretty much self-taught, with some lovely bits of training thrown in, obviously, to get insured. But most of the stuff I've learned on YouTube, Instagram. I love Instagram and Instagram videos. And Instagram TV is literally like, you know, changing the game in terms of learning from other artists. Yeah. Yeah, acrylic is something I'm still practicing, something I think takes a long time to master. But gel, on the other hand, I found quite a real joy to get into, and a lot easier personally for me. I think some people say acrylic is easier, some people say gel is easier. Obviously Biosculpture Gel is a gel brand, and they don't do acrylic. And when I met with Claire, the brand ethos, you know, their history and all of that sort of stuff really attracted me to them. And then I was lucky enough to be asked to be a mentor, and started in January. So
it's quite new still.
Really new this year. And obviously with lockdown, it's kind of really limited, you know, being out there with the brand. So I've been lucky enough to, you know, I get some free kit from them, which is great. So I'm slowly building up my kit and trying all of their new products. So yeah, that's how it sort of came about. I'm Bezies with Michelle Humphreys and Michelle Class, my guardian angels that I talked about in my column last year. Hey, babies. Who are just phenomenal at support and help, and they're always at the end of the phone. Michelle Class is one of the original bio trained people in the UK, which was only about 5 years ago, right, Mish? Yeah, we're not going to say how long ago. And Michelle Humphrey as well. So I got chatting with those two. They talked about the brand. My mum used to have Biosculpture Gel, because there's 2 different ones, which I can talk about in a bit. And I always, to be honest, I knew of the brand, but I thought it's a bit of an old ladies kind of brand, you know, and it's very traditional and it's a bit mumsy. So when I met Claire from Bio, I was really interested to hear what they have. And now they've got Evo, which is more of a gel brand that most people will be familiar with, that comes in a bottle like this. Whereas Evo Gel is a little pot, which is the sort of more classic. And that's what my mum used to have. So meeting them and discovering they've got a different side to the brand, which is stuff I would use, is what attracted me to them. And then obviously this year, well, not obviously, some people might not know, they've launched some really exciting builder gel products, which for me have started right into, you know, I'm a session technician, so I find, you know, I don't do a huge amount of extensions on set. It's more sort of celebrities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of products within the Evo range which are sort of multidisciplinary. So having them there and being able to do little tiny extensions and strengthening and little builds and stuff is what, for me as a session technician, is really, you know, really, really useful. Like the pots are great, but as a session technician, I can't carry, I think there's over 400 colours in that collection. So carrying 400 pots with me everywhere and keeping them all flat so they don't, you know, it is not great. The Evo range slotted straight into my kit really easily. So
speaking of products, do you have some personal favorites? Do you have some favorite shades? What are your hero products in the range?
So Evo, so you've got, like I said, you've got Bio gel, which is this, the traditional one, and then Evo is the polish range, which looks like that. That's my favorite. That's the one I use all the time on private clients and everything else. By their own admission, and I'm sure Claire won't mind me saying this, but their colour selection is quite small compared to some other brands, but is expanding all the time. They just brought out a really cool, which I love using. Some say 9D cat eye, you know, it depends, but it's that cat eye, really amazing kind of pigment that isn't so much a colour, it's a top coat that you put over a darker colour and then use a magnet and it creates like a spacey kind of look. They've just brought out a new collection of those with a new magnet, which is a lot stronger to kind of get a real high beam across nails. So those are the ones I really love sort of playing with, because when you put them on different colours of polish, when you put, anyone who hasn't tried it, put matte top coat over black polish, a 90 cat eye, create a beam, matte top coat on top, does this really bizarre kind of like flat yet deep kind of weird kind of effect, which I really love.
Yeah,
and it's one of those ones, I'm not going to lie, you do it, looks like you spent hours and you're super technical, but it's pretty much anyone can sort it out. But my main faves at the moment are these three, which oxygenating base, which is one of the products, like the little wonder product I talked about earlier. That is just the base coat from the Evo range. However, with this, use it as a base coat. You can use it to extend nails. You can build an apex. You can do an overlay with it. It's like, it's phenomenal. It's quite thin. So unlike the gel pots from Biosculpture, which are really thick and you stretch out, this is quite thin. So it involves a lot of flipping the nails upside down, letting it self-level, whacking it in the lamp, but that's amazing. Yeah. And then the other two, which there's been a lot of talk about, is Flex Base and Contour, Base and Build.
Yeah.
Two really different products. One of them, Contour, that one, is a lot thicker, like the traditional. So it's like they've put the pot in a bottle, which again, for me as mobile is phenomenal because it's all there with the brush inside. And that is really strong. You can build long nail extensions with it. And then Flex Base, sorry, it's so new. I've got a sample written on mine. You can get it now. But Flex Base is for dry, brittle nails. It's like a base coat that gives a little bit of flexibility. Because I think, for me anyway, with my clients, you know, any gel that chips is because the nail's really soft, the gel's really hard, there's nothing in between, and when the nail flexes underneath, it just cracks and separates. So that avoids that and helps nails sort of grow out and get a bit more strength. So yeah, the Evo range I really love. There's high pigment gels, which I'm waiting on, but I have used, which are great. They're in like little tubes, which are great for nail art. And nail art, again, I'm relatively new in kind of dipping my toe into doing more advanced stuff. So at the moment, all of the like masterclasses and everything else is just phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving, you know, usually if I've been on set all day or, you know, I still do a bit of PR work, after 12 hours on set, I don't want to come home and play with nail art in the evening. No. I just want to chill out. So now it's giving me more time, and Claire at Bio has been great, and I'm sending me little care packages whenever I need some products to sit and actually have a play at home.
Exactly, that's the way to find out like, what suits you, what techniques work, what techniques don't work.
And I think as well, what I'm loving about the masterclasses is everybody is like showcasing what they're really good at.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about this in my column, you know, and I'm really guilty of it. I'll always fall into, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at acrylic. I'm not good at nail art. But actually, you know, everybody has their little niche. Like, so I'm watching a masterclass with Priya Bambi Nails doing like writing on nails, and I've worked with Priya before, and her nail art is sick, you know. So I did a masterclass with Anushka and Anastasia doing flames, which, you know, for somebody like me, you know, I didn't really know the structure or how to paint a flame. And an hour and a half later on a live, you know, video in my living room, I'm like, wow, flames, great. And I can now do it. So I'm loving everybody. It feels like lockdown is giving people the confidence to go, you know what, I can do this quite well. And there's loads of my bio fam are doing some, Navy girls, and you know, they're doing lashes and eyelashes and stuff, which is amazing because, you know, unless you, I don't know if you can smack a load of eyelashes on your kids, can you? But but I think some girls are doing them on their hubbies and have like tinted their husband's eyelashes and stuff.
And like you say, people have their own niches, but because of this time that we've got now, people are showing other people how to do certain things like the flames or the writing.
It's fab, isn't it? You know, people are imparting their knowledge and sharing their knowledge and stuff. And also what I'm loving is people are actually charging. So they're knowing their self-worth, because I'll pay to learn how to do flames. And it's really great to see people going, you know what? In lockdown, let's look at creative ways of making a bit of money, of supporting each other. You know, I really do try so many classes about, I'm trying my best to kind of regram and, you know, restory whenever I can to support people. And I'm working on a bit of a top secret masterclass myself with someone who shall remain nameless for now, which which we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. We're going to sort of do a live Q&A on that, but yeah, stay posted.
Everybody look out for that. It's also worth mentioning as well, for anybody watching, that Biosculpture have their 2-week nail art course, and that is free for any tech. You don't have to be a Biosculpture trained tech.
Yeah, it's great.
It's free for any tech to get involved, and there's 7 designs that you learn in the space of 2 weeks, and you do get a certificate at the end of it. So it is worth mentioning to anybody watching that's looking for a masterclass.
It's been so lovely seeing people's like work from that masterclass, and the fact that it's free, I think, is really lovely. They've got 7 amazing nail artists who've contributed, again, their own little niches. You know, there's like leopard print and flames and all of that. So it's some spider gel work, and I think Michelle did a cloud design and stuff like that. So really, really nice. So I think someone's asking, how do you do it? I think if you go on to Biosculpture GB, onto their website, guys, you'll see there'll be an information link on there, but it gives you a 2-week period. But it's free, so go on and do it. It's great. The video tutorials are fantastic.
Definitely. And just to finish off on Biosculpture, what does your role as a brand mentor involve? Do you work with the brand quite closely? Do you try out different products? What is it that you do in that role?
So what I'm loving as well is just to let everybody know, you know, Bio have just taken on a load of new mentors. And they changed from the sort of word ambassador to mentor, which I really love actually, because it kind of takes away like we're the leading people in the, you know, mentor is just, you know, we work with the brand. If we can share a bit of knowledge, then fabulous, you know, and we will. They've just taken on a load of new girls, really talented techs. And all of us have very different followings on Instagram and quite different skills and backgrounds. So some like Michelle Humphrey are, you know, and Michelle Class doing a lot of celebrity and session, and I'm session, but there's some other girls who are mobile, working from home, or own and run a salon. So massive differences in social reach, but also in skills and stuff like that. So I think instead of just having, you know, 6 very sort of top line, all doing very similar kind of nail art, they've had a real clever strategy, I think, to reach a lot more people and make it really accessible by having mentors of different levels, which I think is fab, you know, like I haven't got a huge Instagram following, but I work really well with Bio, and I think as a session tech, I credit a lot of Bio stuff to try and expand the brand that way. So when I work with celebs or red carpet or magazines, I'll credit Bio in that. Other people will do, like Michelle Class does training and stuff, and acts as a spokesperson in that way. And I think all of us at one point, you know, at some point throughout the year might be called on for press days or comments from different magazines. We obviously get all of the new products to try and promote that on social media and be a bit of a voice for the brand, really. But I love the fact there's so many different types of voices in bio.
Yeah. So also I wanted to touch on, before we finish, the state of the session world at the minute, because obviously we've been impacted by the dreaded COVID-19, and that's just changed the landscape of the whole industry completely. But I think it would be interesting to get an insight from your perspective, obviously dealing with it firsthand, what the session industry is like at the moment, what the kind of vibe is, what's going to happen post lockdown, that kind of thing, if you have any insight, and what impact it's had on you as a session tech, and moving forward what that impact will have.
It's a cool question, actually. I was lucky enough, I did a little bit of work for a brand right before lockdown, and with session work, those who work in the session industry will know it's quite painful. You get paid 2 to 3 months, if you're lucky, from certain paid jobs. You know, it could be 6-12 months later. So I'm lucky enough to have a bit of money trickling in. So from a financial perspective, so far it's okay. Obviously all work has stopped and all shoots have stopped. I'm friends with somebody, I'm really good mates with somebody at Vogue. I was chatting to her about it, actually, and saying, like, how are you putting together issues for July and August? Because you haven't shot anything, you've got no new content and stuff. So she just said, you know, they've got loads of archive imagery, they've got interviews they're doing with people live and all of that. So the magazines, I think, are piecing stuff together, so they'll feel a little slightly different. They won't be doing things like Vogue does a monthly trends piece. So obviously that is tricky, because they can either shoot flat lays of products or they just drop it out. But I sort of have spoken to my agency, Premier Hair and Makeup, about, you know, when are they taking options again? An option is when I get put forward for a job. Some people are starting to look at options. So every time the government says, oh, it's going to be May the 7th for lockdown, then production companies go, cool, let's book a shoot for May the 8th. Because I think everybody is just desperate to get the ball rolling again. And, you know, and then they change the date again. So nobody, you know, my mate at Vogue was like, we're not really taking options yet because nobody knows when we're going to come out of this. I have a sneaky suspicion that when lockdown does come out, as a session tech, we're going to be like rammed. I think everybody's going to be, because we're going to be stockpiling, you know, images and doing loads of shoots. So in a way, I'm like half dreading it, half can't wait, because I think it will be either, you know, manic and we'll all get loads of work, and as a session tech, you know, you can go through peaks and troughs constantly. 1 week no work, the next week 7 days, and it blows your head off. But I do think in terms of how it's affecting me as a session tech, I think we'll just pick up where we left off. I'm really missing doing nails. I'm really missing painting things. You know, my boyfriend's nails are huge. They're like spades, so they're not nice to paint, Soph, and they take hours. I talk to loads of my friends about this, and he gets super bored. By his second nail, his hand goes heavy, and he's looking and watching the TV. So, and doing your own isn't, you know, I've done mine, but just boring. I don't really do. I know there's a couple of people and 1 or 2 guys I see on Instagram who are doing extensions on their own nails, which is phenomenal. So I might have a turn, but I'm hoping things will get back to normal. There's a couple of people at my agency on furlough, which, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, they're quietly working in the background. You know, what can they do until we have an idea of lockdown and we come out of it? But I don't think it's going to damage session world. I'm lucky enough that, unlike maybe working at home, where I know from having personal clients how fickle sometimes clients can be, where if you can't do them one time, that's it. They've gone with somebody else. If you're not available, that's it. I'll go to the salon around the corner or something. Whereas with session work, everybody is in the same. So production companies aren't going to not book me again because I'm not available now, because they can't do anything. So I think as the session world, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll have a big spike when we come out of work, which will be great, and then it will settle down.
But for now, it's the calm before the storm.
Calm before the storm, babes. You know, puppy training, Joel training.
I suppose that's going to take up the next couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll hopefully we're taking her for her first little injection on Wednesday. So yeah, we've got all of that to look forward to.
Well, do you have any final words to anybody that's watching at the minute? Anything that you wanted to add? Anything that you want to say?
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks
yeah,
for being us.
I'm a massive, I think there's room in this industry for everybody. There's room for everybody's masterclasses. Let's all support each other. Let's all repost and regram and direct people to masterclasses so we can all help each other out. Love to see some more guys get visible, guys in the nail world. Yeah, let's just support each other. I think everybody is. Clap every Thursday,
Yes.
and stay safe. Really, I think it's beautiful. I think the nail community has really come together in COVID.
Yeah.
So I think it's strengthened our community, if anything.
Definitely, and I think that's a really, really lovely point to end on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, babe.
Absolute pleasure, and it's lovely to see you.
You too.
Good luck with the puppy training.
Thank you, my love. Also, just to mention as well, just to drop in, I'm going to post it on, I put a post today of our chat.
Yeah.
Underneath that bio have given me a little code. So if anybody wants to train in Biogel or Evo from home on their online course, there's a little sassy discount on there because you can do the whole course online and become accredited. With Biogel, they are one of the only brands where you have to do their education to use that product, which is one thing I really love because it is quite involved, unlike Evo, which is your run-of-the-mill gel polish. And also next week, I'll be running a competition with Bio, a really exciting big prize, something to look forward to coming out of lockdown. So stay posted and I'll Insta story the shit out of it.
Okay, and that can all be found on your Instagram account?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So everybody head over to Robbie's Instagram account, follow him, keep up to date with everything there. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Lovely to see everyone. Hi, Mum.
If you have any questions for either Scratch or Robbie, then just get in touch with us, and I'm sure Robbie will be happy to answer any questions.
Anytime.
This live. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and see you soon.
Bye, my loves.
Bye.